Welcome to RPG Blokes. Today we are tackling a massive one. AI and its effect on role-playing games. We're looking at the good, the bad, and the ugly, and we're talking about everything from using an algorithm to generate a random encounter, right down to the terrifying nightmare of a big tech corporation trying to replace a human game master with a robot. I wonder who that could be. Introducing the RPG Blokes. Barry. The AI junkie has taken to it like a duck to water.
I will knock you out, bruv. I will knock you the fuck out right now. I don't know if I've made it clear enough. That is a bold-faced lie for comedic value.
Okay. Fucks my joke up.
Try and show some restraint.
The punchline was, must be the hallucinations.
Oh, yeah, okay. I like the hallucinations. I mean, I can relate to the hallucination part.
Okay, John, completely oblivious to the AI takeover of RPGs, because books and PDFs don't need artificial intelligence.
Fuck yeah. John, I have never found you so attractive as right now. Keeping in your stride.
He is, however, well happy with a new RPG player he met online recently. She is always there, ready to play, never complains or sleeps, apparently, and, well, I won't tell him if you don't. Stephen has found a way to extend his 7-year DMing stint at our local community, and you can now be DM'd by his avatar. However, it's not been plain sailing, as it turns out that AI Stephen doesn't like being turned off. So his players take turns taking him home and looking after him between sessions. They know how his wife feels like now.
Are we talking about his cosplay or something?
That's deep, man.
You've just described a Tamagotchi.
Yeah, that's what he's put you in your pocket.
You'll be sponsored by Hasbro. You'll be their new DM.
I think it'd be awesome to sort of switch me on, put me on the table.
Okay, so we are going to talk about AI, and you can already sense that there is a little bit of disagreement to its usefulness or its appropriateness, or even the fact that it should exist at all. We're going to do this in 3 sections. We're going to do the good, most difficult for some.
That'd be very quick.
The bad, maybe that's sort of the average, I should say, but I'm doing good, bad, ugly, so it only works this way. The bad, and then the ugly, which I think might be a little bit better for Barry.
I am capable of balance.
Okay. It just didn't sound like it. You fucked up my joke, and now you're saying you're balanced. Okay, so the good, how AI helps the game. So I've got a few things, talking points here we can go through after a bit of research, and not AI-assisted research, I promise you.
Yeah, you're right. No, in market, probably is.
I honestly, how much time do you think I've got for this shit? Right. Okay, the good, how it helps the game. It's hard to imagine, isn't it, that AI just didn't exist 2 years ago. I mean, it just wasn't there. So we use it so much now, I do, as a part of my interaction with the game, as a DM particularly, that it's hard to believe it wasn't there. The instant prep assistant as a GM, I find that incredibly useful. Put in the adventures into AI, particularly Google Notes, because it doesn't tend to hallucinate as much as others, and then just pulling out information as you need it verbatim, and it works. It doesn't hallucinate enough to make you look stupid. And
you did perfectly well on your own.
Okay.
But how would you know
because,
whether it hallucinated or not?
Because you ask it to fact check itself, and it gives you the point in the text in which it outputs the information. If you did the same shit in ChatGPT or Google Gemini, it would hallucinate and it would lose you and you'd be off on a tangent.
Yeah, you'd be doing a completely separate scenario.
Just having, you mean elucidate?
No, hallucinate.
Right.
That's what it makes
So,
up shit.
that's what they call it when it starts making sort of stuff up.
Yeah, based on what it's read.
Right.
Yeah, especially
that shows how much I know about it.
And it can be very bad in a D&D scenario.
There was a guy, genuinely, there was a guy who thought he had discovered a completely new branch of mathematics that was going to essentially render modern day encryption completely useless. And he was asking, I don't know what AI it was, but he was saying, are you sure about this? Have we really found something? And the AI kept saying, yes, this is going to change the fucking world. And it was nothing. It was completely and utterly fundamentally flawed.
See, I saw the story that announced what he'd found, but not the story that you're telling me.
Oh, yeah,
now.
no, it turned out it was complete nonsense. It turned out it was just, I know we're already off topic, aren't we? Because that's not necessarily D&D related. But I don't want it near creative stuff.
Yeah.
Like, it's not that I'm...
Oh, this is the good part of it.
Oh, well...
And you said you had a balanced opinion.
Well,
you were focusing on the good section.
So, yeah, but... No, okay.
But I use AI in games now, so when I'm DMing, I've got AI...
That's interesting.
Yeah, because if somebody... I ask what each player is doing, okay, and then once they've given me what they're doing, I go into Notes LM and I put their action in, and it takes a while because it's slower than normal AI. And when it's their action, I come back and just double check and read out a little bit, and I know that is it's like an index in a book. It's indexing a book. It is not creating any content.
So you're taking notes. Like you've got a fucking pen in your hand right now.
No,
I don't understand this distinction.
Yeah, it's so I can give more detail to their actions. I can say, well, they want to go this place in the city. Let me know how they might get there, who they might encounter there, when they're there. Describe the scene and who is in that scene for me. And I don't have to pick up a book. All my PDFs are loaded into
So it's
Google.
factual stuff you're looking at there,
Totally factual, yeah.
rather than saying.
So you're essentially using it for collation.
Yes,
So
that's
it's
all
not
I'm using it for.
official assistant.
That's what I'm using it for, artificial assistant. So I've got maybe 20 PDFs loaded in.
Are we going to discuss the elephant around that, which is how many trees and how many litres of water is it costing us for you to take your notes?
But the world is 2/3 water.
Yeah. I know. It's No.
We're not when there is not a shortage of water in the world.
The world is not 2/3 drinking water.
Yeah, but you don't need drinking water to run AI.
It uses an absolutely massive amount of energy and wastes an absolutely. And I'm not saying that we shouldn't ever use it because of stuff like that, but we should be using it for things that are kind of more.
The more the issue is the cost of RAM nowadays. You can't even pick up a computer anymore. That's not over £10,000.
Do you have like a subscription to an AI, or are you just using free AIs?
No, I got Gemini at the minute. I've had ChatGPT in the past.
Okay. And how much does something like that set you back?
Well, Gemini, I got it at the beginning of the year, and I think it was about it was £90 for a year's worth for family.
Okay.
So it was a really pretty good offer.
Let's go back to what you're saying about the action stuff. But you were using it for location details rather than if someone says, I said this thing to an NPC.
I'm not using
You're not
it
writing
for
it for responses.
God, no.
No, okay.
Even a short delay on stuff like that will be awful.
It would be, yeah.
I don't want it to take over those thought processes in my brain. I just think I've got to have 4 books in front of me or 4 PDFs. And
over to John. Four's amateur, isn't it, for John?
It just speeds things up for everybody involved because my memory's not great. So I do rely on reading books while I DM, and this just makes the process quicker.
I must admit, I don't do that either, John. I do the old school. I read them, I must admit. Yeah. I do feel a bit of a mug roundabout now doing so, but it's kind of like,
I read the adventures before I DM them.
Yeah.
That's, you got to do that. I do my prep, but during the session, I just use it as an aid, and it works for me. It is. Yeah, I can't imagine DMing.
It's useful if you're like a city, sort of like sandbox, and there's loads and loads of different locations. I've been in a situation where you DM and you don't know. They go to some random place in the city. You got to leaf through and find it. Yeah. If it can reliably tell you that location, that's great. Yeah,
it does.
Positive side.
And I don't get it to create encounters for me or tell me what should happen at the place because that would be rubbish. I mean, when you do ask for it, if I don't ever use it, but I have done so in prep, it comes up with really rubbish things. I mean, your own imagination is far better because you understand what the players are, how they interact with whatever you present to them. The AI cannot understand all those complexities, so just never use it for that. But yeah, just as an indexing feature, it is good. And Notes LM is the best one because it just references and it doesn't try to create anything. Yeah, and you can upload 20 PDFs to it. And you can just ask it any question. You could ask it a rule.
Interesting.
Yeah.
We're not sponsored, but he has got a wire going from the phone socket into the back of his skull for some reason. I don't know.
They are listening.
I like the way that John was looking at me thinking,
well, no, but you know
maybe
what?
this
No,
is
but you
not
know
bad.
what? I'm not going to come down as hard on you as I thought it is because I say to people, I don't mind people using AI for grunt work. Like, I think we need to, discuss the impact it has on the environment and where the money that's being made from it is going. And there's some morality issues as well if you really want into it. But that's grunt work, like to some extent. It's when it's near like creativity for me is when I start to struggle.
Dumb down the skill level because the more it does, the less people are going to be inclined to read a fucking book themselves. They'll just take the information that's there.
That's already happened, isn't it? It just plays into modern people that just their attention span's a lot shorter. They need their things to be given to them quite easily to digest.
When I'm doing just a search for something, I didn't install this, but no matter what search engine you use, there's a little AI thing that comes up as the first option.
Absolutely, and it's getting harder and harder to get to the actual articles because they're behind firewalls and only the AIs can read them. Do you know what I mean? You're like, hold on a second.
I'm just,
people are finding that increasingly
bit,
useful, aren't they? You talk to most young people now when they go online to search something, they're just reading the AI answer and they're taking that as fact and truth. They're not doing any more searching.
Despite the fact that it has a caveat at the bottom that says AI can make mistakes.
It also, it also changes each time you put in a search. You get a different answer.
Well, but this is an interesting thing as well. If you're researching something and you're reading articles on the subject written by people, like those people have prejudice and influence and belief, and part of what they're writing is putting their point across. When you're getting that from AI, does it amalgamate all of those different nuances? Because two people can write an article on the same subject.
But in a role-playing game sense, you don't really care, do you? You just go with one or the other because they're both imaginary. Right? It's not going to affect too much apart from...
Well, as long as it's consistent, I suppose, with what it tells you. Players can have a long memory. Sometimes if you go to one place that looks like that the first time, it might not look like the second time.
So don't use ChatGPT for it. Use something that just digs out knowledge and presents it to us.
It has to be the same result every time.
You can ask it, so what would happen if this faction mixed with this faction or whatever? You can get political feedback on things, but it's still intelligent.
Yeah, you can use it to spark an idea then, potentially.
Yeah, it's good. I find it good for just helping during the game.
So on the good subject, I would say there's a thing about AI doing scenarios, like writing them, running them. If someone's not got access to a group or people, you get someone who's living in the middle of nowhere, but they've somehow got internet access, anything is better than nothing. And if that's some sort of lifeline to whatever hobby they're into.
Check out RPG Blokes Plus. It's our premium service where we give you the opportunity to help pay our bills. And we guarantee you an episode every week, exclusive live plays and interviews. And that's got to be worth £3 of anyone's money.
RPG Blokes Plus. Regular episodes for a regular you.
But you think AI itself, as in something to interact with the AI to provide you with a game?
Yeah. I mean, apparently these things are out.
Yeah, solo role-playing, basically. Yes.
And that.
Have you not tried it?
No, and I won't. I don't want the competition anyway. But.
Purely from an entertainment point of view, I have just realised that I want to see an AI DMing other AIs, and I want to see how that would go. Like that, just academic stroke entertainment.
It could go on for centuries.
And it could be complete lunacy.
Yeah, the solo role-playing boost is quite a good thing. People can upload the rules to a new system and say, can you just give me a basic little adventure based upon these rules and teach me the rules as you go along? And AI can do that shit as well.
Yeah. If you do not have access to people, then I get it.
And maybe if there's a disability that's preventing you from doing what I'm about to suggest, that is going to be a caveat. There are solo adventures out there that are written by people on fucking paper. Yep. You can get them in PDF. You don't need...
You could always buy those, feed those to the AI and say, this is the system, this is the adventure.
No, well, I was just saying it's similar to play your own adventure, I suppose, isn't it? But I guess you're just not reading it. Someone else is doing it for you. But yeah, you could input that into it. Is that possible to input a solo adventure in it and have that run it to you?
I suppose you could put in play your own adventure and make it
easier
to turn the pages.
Can I ask a quick question? Morally, so if we all know how AI writes an adventure, it does it by referencing loads of other people's adventures, right? Is there not an element of plagiarism to that?
Yeah, there is.
In fairness, that is a major element of DMing. You can't watch a film without going, yoink. You can't read a book with, I love that scene.
Is there a thing of plagiarism in scenarios? Because there's a lot that have taken influence from all sorts of things, like horror movies and stuff. I'm not quite sure you get away with that, would you?
In the context of our hobby, I don't think the plagiarism is a big issue, like you say, because I think everybody's at it, and it's meant to be like that, isn't it? A bit.
Just because everyone...
Yeah.
I mean, they're all kind of like either Indiana Jones inspired, or it's kind of Tomb Raider, or it could be anything. I
don't think anyone in their right mind is going to use AI to create their adventures and present them to anybody. I don't really think that's where it is. I think people are going to use it just to familiarise themselves with the system, and then go out and buy the best scenarios that have been written for the system. They're never going to be as good.
What worries me is you could get an AI literally having its own company, knocking out these what would be cookie cut scenarios. They might be good.
Listen. But AI literature exists. There are books out there entirely written by AI. But does anyone know the music streaming platform Deezer? So Deezer are the first platform to say we are going to label AI content when we discover it.
They should tell us who they
should know.
Yeah.
You got to know. Then you can make a choice.
I don't think this podcast can talk about AI generated
well,
music other than the tongue.
Only one of us was involved in that decision making process, and I think I might have mentioned that initially.
It is an AI song, our theme tune. It was made on Suno or whatever it was. And
fair play. I
really
like it.
Yeah, it's fun. It's catchy. I like AI.
We should
music.
do a proper version of it.
But I think you should know.
You should.
Yeah,
well, especially considering that at least two of the people at this table are fucking musicians.
We hadn't done music for ages, so I just went the easy route.
Yeah, it's good for jingles and stuff like that.
Yeah. It was fun and it was quick.
But it does, as Barry said earlier, taking people's jobs. So people learn a skill. They've put time, effort, money, student loans out the arse.
10,000 hours.
With a click of a switch, someone who votes themselves a pay rise says, no, fuck a lot of you. We're doing this little program.
That's happened to me at this table. That has affected me
the most.
Disproportionately more than everybody else.
There's no way we can stay on a good side of something without.
If I wasn't 54 years old, I'd be fucked. If I was 20 years younger and I still had 20 years ahead of me to bring up my family.
Your trade was graphic design, right?
Graphic design, online programming, media. I can still do a little bit of it, but it's increasingly being taken over by AI. And what's happening as well is people are using AI to free up more time to do the shit that I was doing in-house, So as a freelancer, less work escapes the environment of the company itself. So let's move on through this concept art. This is the way it first really made an impact, wasn't it, on our community?
AI arts, yeah. Has done, hasn't it? Certainly in the community, people have moved to AI art, haven't they, for the characters, generations and stuff.
But as you say they moved, did they ever really draw their art?
No, that's true. They never did, probably,
No.
It allows people to come up with an image, I suppose, in a good, positive way.
Yeah. I mean, people object to it because they think it's putting artists out of work, but all these people that are creating art, they're being more creative with art than they ever were before.
True, yeah, I can't deny that. Yeah, I'm not particularly inspired by the AI art myself, but
we've got a case there. The artist that does the fantastic stuff for our podcast, you said has been absolutely kicked in the box because of AI.
Yeah, she has,
What the hell?
Well, exactly.
None of our art is AI, just to make that clear. Dawn Larder is our artist, and I've worked with her for many years, and she does some brilliant stuff.
I think it depends what you want to use it for, isn't it? I guess for character portraits, you can come up with something decent, but if you want something sort of like that's quite
just steal
evocative,
a photo like everyone.
Yeah, you could do. When I look for a character picture, I usually look on the internet, and rather than I never use it to come up with the own.
Right, I think everyone knows automatically what my position is going to be on this. I've already said I don't want it near anything creative, and art is inherently creative. But I'm not digging out the people that do it. If art isn't accessible for you and it scratches that itch for you, personally, I don't think I could take any pleasure out of writing prompts and getting art. I'd rather do shit art because at least it's still art.
But you wouldn't, would you? And these people probably wouldn't either. So,
again, I'm not digging out other people's choices. This is how I feel about it personally. If you're one of the people that see him on Discord, and of course I never negatively comment on it, but every week you see people put in some, and if that's you, fill your boots. I'm genuinely not digging you out. But I'd rather there wasn't. I'd almost rather there wasn't character art than AI art. AI has weirdly, inadvertently made me believe in the concept of a human soul by showing me what art looks like without one. And I'm not talking about character art.
Well, then you go into what is art, aren't you? I mean, a character portrait is drawn, but is it art? I don't know if it really is. It's just an image of what you look like. It's an image.
I get you. Art is the work of artists.
Exactly. So if you want something evocative, I don't think you should go to AI.
So I do feel sorry for artists, and every community has some amongst them. Somebody that might even be kind enough to draw your character for you. And these people have lost the most out of this.
Listen, the last game that I was in, Love on the Water, and the current game that I'm in, Vampire the Masquerade, everyone has done their character art on an app. It's a bit like making Guess Who character. You get to choose the ears, you get to choose it from a load of selections. There's no AI involved in it, and you still end up with something relatively unique that represents your character. It's a bit kind of cartoony, but I'd rather do that than write prompts.
Whatever floats your boats.
If you're not going to go roll with AI under those circumstances on a personal level, at which point you detach from technology itself, eventually you'll have to sort of put a break on your use of technology, like John did 20 years ago. Put a break on the use of technology.
Come on. 40, possibly.
Like, I hear what you're saying. There is a sense of inevitability about it, but it's failing in so many ways. It's so costly. I think there are enough people like me who are at least attempting to resist, not resist as in like it's this big fucking militant act, but just I don't really want to play with it. Hopefully it won't get the hold it could have, if that makes sense for me.
I think the main thing is how insidious it is. Unless it's marked, like say about the music saying it's AI. Sometimes you'll see it.
You can just tell.
Work, but if you don't know and you're not told and stuff is just posted, or it could be an algorithm, it could be someone who's just got a particular turn of phrase, but you don't know what you're interacting with, especially online.
The deep fake stuff is insane.
Yeah.
Like, they can just make it appear that anyone is saying anything.
We had a letter from the school this week that said, we are monitoring the use of AI for nude pictures of students.
You should not be able to fucking upload an image of someone and then watch that person committing sexual acts. That is fucking abhorrent in
most people wouldn't
way.
do it, would they? But I don't know about the fucking morals of people these days. But most people, you can do that. Well, actually, I'm not going to do that. It's something I won't do. But I think, you can't rely on people's morals these days. That people just do it because they get a laugh out of it. But anyway, we moved on to the bad. We're well ahead on the bad. I didn't even announce it.
Beyond ugly.
Sorry, remind me.
We're not an ugly yet.
Remind me what the good was again.
So the good stuff.
And you hate drawing.
No other resort. Yeah, I could see the use for it, but you should know what you're getting. But degrading the skill set of people. When you can just point, click, put in a couple of words about something, then you're the glove puppet that the AI is operating. I think that's where we need to stop that shit.
Well, I think most people can feel that way about their phone use in the first place. AI has just supercharged it. Sometimes I look at my kids, I think, what a fucking curse that item is on you. You cannot put it down. You're just constantly looking at it. And 10 years ago, they didn't even exist. I feel sorry for them. I think that they've been cursed by an object that I used to think was just fucking fantastic. If you don't control it, it controls you. And AI is another way that it's controlling us. It becomes more useful.
So we've immediately gone away from the good side.
Yeah. We are drifting well into the bad.
Yeah. Good size is distant memory now, isn't it?
Yeah. It is, yeah. So we've talked about the loss of human spark. Barry, this is something you're particularly passionate about.
I don't care. Like, you want to use it to alphabetize a load of shit, or to, I've got friends who are computer programmers. They use it all day, every day.
But people can still be creative for sure. But you mean getting paid for it is going to be the issue, isn't it? People coming into it as a living. I mean, people can always be creative at home, whether AI exists or not, for your own personal use. But people, no longer be able to earn money out of it is the major issue. So it's going to stop people, I suppose, either developing or going to study these sort of careers.
This is similar arguments to when Caxton brought out the printing press.
Well,
and people are like, well, no, the soul of the letters, it's all about the illumination. And someone can just crank a lever and replicate something that took like 10 years to manually.
Well, the invention of the car in the same respect.
Well,
changes technology.
This is one of the things, and listen, I know, and I'm looking at Mark now as well, because I know that every time I mention how much I hate capitalism, I see his eyes roll back in his head. It's just, but whenever we did, do you remember like you used to see those films from like the 40s and the 50s when they talked about the city of the future, and everyone had all the time in the world because we had all of these machines that were doing all the work for us, and you're like, no, all of those machines will get put to work by capitalism and we'll be exactly as fucked as we always
you still got to pay for them.
Well, people have got something to do. I'm not a capitalist, by the way.
No. In order to be a capitalist, one must first have capital.
That's true. Right. So the loss of human spark, the quirky creativity that makes tabletop stories special, is it being lost, perhaps?
In the future, maybe. Yeah, not in the moment.
I don't think it is now. I think we've gotten, like, I know when we talked about you using it and how you're using it, and I don't know if it's worth the cost to the planet, but I can see why you're doing it. And it's not affecting the story. It's not delivering the story. It's almost not part of the story. You're just using it as an intelligent note taker.
Yeah.
My experiences around the table are it's not actually making that much of a difference to the game.
No, that's good then. But a threat to indie creators, we've covered this a little bit.
Yeah.
It is that, right?
Yeah. As always, I'm speaking to someone who's got no artistic skills, but things like artwork especially. Say the World of Darkness splats and Shadowrun, two of my favourites. You look at the early artwork that was in there. It's this solid black and white, heavy ink stuff. It's got a real good feel to it. And then you look at the whoever's running the 5th edition at the moment, they bought out the splats for that, and it's this horrible, smooth sort of look. It's like AI overlay, and it looks like people wearing really crap fursuits, and it's just been covered over by this AI-generated mission, and it's horrible.
Yeah.
There's no replacement for honest.
I was going to say that, does this not help? Potentially help indie developers, could it not? Because they've got no cash. I mean, AI might be a cheap way of getting their stuff onto market. It's a positive side of it.
Shit.
But if it can, it might be shit, but if they've got no alternative, it's shit or nothing.
Well, in the past, they would do it for nothing. They would just do it as a passion project, or they'd get cash because it was a decent idea.
But can AI now sort of play test your system and stuff? Could you use AI to do things that big companies like Hasbro would do 5 years worth of playtesting? Can you do it in like 2 weeks on AI?
I guess they will. You look at the Warhammer system we've often criticised because that was a crunchy system. Most systems are mathematically based. AI is brilliant at going into that number crunching and saying, well, this causes this causes a loop that you don't want.
Unnecessary step.
That's right. My point is, could AI potentially give you better role-playing games on the indie side? To create, so good talking to people that go, it could,
nope.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just a point, but
it could, you're drifting backwards into.
Sorry,
AI
edit that one back into the other one.
No, it's good. I like this because this is the in-between area, where you could go either way with what we're talking about here.
I'm just saying because stuff that we can do about AI is here, so you might as well try and use it as best you can. But yeah.
I mean, when we get to the ugly, I don't think anyone will think let's go back and talk about this positively.
We're going to get very depressed in that, aren't we?
So we've already copyright and plagiarism battles as well. There's a legal mess of AI models failing they're being trained on the hard work of traditional writers and artists. Yeah, how they're getting away with it, I have no fucking idea, but it's just truth, isn't it? Because they scrape everything. It's the ultimate scraper. AI knows everything and just regurgitates it. It doesn't necessarily innovate or invent.
One of the first rules of computer programming is for garbage in, garbage out. So if it just doesn't discriminate on what it's filter feeding, then you're going to get a whole
you get an
mishmash.
Average, don't you? I suppose you
can hope
the result.
Art by amalgamation.
Yeah,
like, who wants that?
It is its own form of art, AI art.
If it gives equal credence to a statistical abnormality, to a tried and tested true fact, because it's all out there and it can't differentiate between the two, it's going to be problematic.
And that's what's happening right now. So if you ask it to write a scenario for you, it won't inspire you. It's not going to be brilliant.
And it's a bit dumb, isn't it, at times? It's like, I don't use it, but I talk to people. I was chatting to my son. My son he works in a school, and one of his jobs is to order all of the materials for the food tech classes. So he's got X amount of teachers all giving their individual class lists, and he's got to compile it all. So he put it all into, I presume, ChatGPT, and it was like, compile this into one list. Yeah. And he was like, and it missed loads of stuff. And when I said to it, like, you've missed this, it just went, oh, yeah. And I was like, I have made a mistake there. You're like,
it's imperfect, but then it might be perfect for our game because we don't care about being 100% authentic, do we, most of the time? It's a time saver.
Depends if you enjoy that sort of like legwork of reading and stuff, doesn't it? Whether you want to use it or not, you can still read it and enjoy it doing it. Like John obviously does. I do as well. I enjoy reading it and knowing it.
Would you say that makes that an elite sense of what makes a DM?
No,
or is that,
I think it's what they enjoy. It's what you enjoy. Same with art. If you enjoy doing art still, you still do it, don't you? You don't go to AI. But again, if you enjoy reading this scenario, that's fine. That's great.
Okay, so you've got three types of DM here. You've got somebody that enjoys reading and is really into their game, and they make brilliant DMs, right? Because they can come to the table, they know everything, they present it well. I think they're the best. Then you've got the others that just come to the table and wing it, and they don't know what the fuck they're doing. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I don't enjoy those
games as much.
That's still a level
of genius in some cases.
Yeah, it can be. Yeah, it can show if it works. Now you've got the in between, which is a bloke that's just come along and prepped on AI and has got AI in front of him, and everything's AI, and he's going to approach the table. That's got to be the worst DM of the three, is it? For me, it would be
the worst. What, the AI approach?
AI approach, yeah.
If it works and people enjoy it, that's probably what really matters in the long run. I would say, not the method it got there.
So if you're just going to read it out, you've got no adaptability. You're not learning that as a skill. So the AI is dumbing you down.
Yeah,
and
not developing
who wants a smooth brain DM? You've got to be able to put a quirk on it. You don't have to be massively familiar with the rule set as long as you can go with the flow.
Yeah, we're not totally against it by the sounds of it, although you probably would
The third one is a waste of time unless they develop from that.
Yeah.
If it's a starting block,
I prefer to not be aware that somebody's doing it. If they're using AI to create the adventure, or they're reliant upon it in so many ways, I think I'd rather not know. Because as soon as I did, I wouldn't be able to look at it in the same way. I wouldn't necessarily. I'd be sitting there thinking, you know what, I didn't fucking come to play role-playing games around a table to be DM'd to by a computer.
No, well, exactly. It depends how they present it, isn't it?
If they're just, every time you say something, they're looking at a list of things and just reciting off of the page. Yeah, that's not going to work.
Yeah, I guess if it's obvious, then it would be annoying. But if it's not, then...
Yeah. I think distinction between what you said earlier, an artificial assistant.
Yeah.
I can see that being useful as long as you just...
Keep AI in its place is what I'm saying.
I think so, because I think that human beings have written the best adventures ever already. You're not going to beat them yourself. You might as well DM them. Has anyone else got anything to say on the bad before we get into the ugly?
Let's do it. Let's do the ugly.
Come here, there's more.
I'm interested to know what the ugly can possibly be.
So the one thing that is on people's minds at the moment is the AI DM nightmare, where tech companies will replace human GMs completely in the context of having to play the game because they want to monetize the game in a different way. So they will present the adventures to you with an AI DM.
On an iPad, you mean?
On an iPad or on a computer screen.
Yeah.
Even if you play around a table.
Are you saying this is happening, or are you positing that it might happen?
I think it's in the process of happening.
Already happens. There's a couple of channels on YouTube where they've had an AI running a scenario.
Wow.
And people have played in it for the experience and to show people what it's like. I hate to say it's probably only going to get better. And again, if you don't have a ref, then maybe. But that should never, ever be your first choice.
No, definitely not your first choice. Yeah. Be interesting to see it, though. I'd like to play in it. Yeah, just to see what it's like. Yeah, you can't knock it.
Well, the worry is Hasbro are doing this because they want to monetize everybody that plays it. And at the moment, the DM is the focus of all of the expenses of playing the game around a table. The DM fronts most of that cost.
So go on.
So they eliminate the DM.
So how much would they charge for that service then?
Well, it'd be part of your subscription.
Or so like a D&D Beyond subscription. Yeah. And then that would be in there. You play a bit extra and have a sort of like a DM.
Yeah.
Or Mark or something like that. You just click on Mark, John or Steve and it just goes.
Yeah, it just goes, you can choose your voice and then you can choose your adventure. So they won't sell adventures in books. They'll sell them as AI packages.
I've just realised that a DM is under that context is fucking basically a sat-nav.
Can be.
It would be, yeah.
But you'd have nothing to lose because you're never going to DM, so you can't really say, DM now.
No, hold on. That means I've got everything to lose because I'm the one whose game's going to be spoiled by it.
Yeah, you like playing. You like having human DMs.
I don't want to. Yeah, of course, I like having human DMs, and and again, it's we consistently describe this hobby as fucking creative, collaborative storytelling, and I don't want AI near anything creative. I think what we do, I'm not suggesting we're creative in the same way that like artists and authors and musicians are, but it's like that. It's the creativity of fun and entertainment for your own gratification, I don't want a machine anywhere fucking near that.
Yeah.
Unless it's serving me espresso martinis.
So, you feel as if that is going to be lost, that human contact with somebody who's making decisions on what you're doing rather than having a computer do it. But if you can imagine...
I don't think it's going to be lost. I think there will always be people like me who are like, no, fuck you. Yeah, we're going to run a proper... There are still people that play AD&D and there are people who won't even move on to a new rule set. Let alone, and I don't think we're at the kind of risk that people think they are. I think this community will go, enough of this community will go, I'm all right, thanks.
But finding a DM can be quite difficult. And being a DM is disproportionately more time, takes up more time.
And I have nothing but respect, admiration and love for those that do it.
So you've got a group of 6 people and, somebody's got a DM and maybe there isn't one amongst you. The option is to have an AI DM and all of you play, and who knows how the experience still might be all right.
It might be. Don't know. Do they come up with impromptu jokes and innuendos like John might?
And guys, look, and I know that I don't DM, but if I was in a situation where there was like 5 of us that wanted to play and no one was going to DM, at that point I would be saying we should be taking it in turns. Yeah. So you run a short campaign, I'll run a short campaign, you run a short. We'll find out which one of us has got the best aptitude and wants to crack on with it more, and let's give that a go before.
Or have you seen this DM that we can buy from Hasbro? It costs £30 to buy the adventure and the DM, and we can play the game with them, and then we can all play. We can all play characters.
It does depend how good it is, isn't it? And totally, if it's just rubbish and it's sort of pulling you up on language and stuff, it could do, couldn't it? They could get super woke on it and just say, no, you can't say that. Oh, sorry, it does not compute. You cannot make that action.
And I just want to be clear, in my experience, and from what I've read, most AIs lean towards the right rather than the fucking left.
Definitely not from my experience.
Well, no, but did you not...
tankard, Vistani deaths. You go, I'm sorry, you cannot do that action.
On with the ugly. The other thing is community backlash. It's not great, is it? Because as a community, we're pretty chilled, aren't we? And most things we don't tend to worry about because we don't talk about real life shit very often. But AI definitely looks like it's causing division in the community. Well, we've had it on our forum a couple of times where people have been quite upset and almost at loggerheads over their attitude toward AI. It's like those that are pro AI, it's like it seems to be personal to them if somebody criticizes the use of it, even generally speaking. Yeah, it's strange to see these kind of extreme points of view, and they are part of the hobby now, I think. And I don't think anything like that is good. There's it's nice to be able to just chill in it and all just play a game.
If you just bad enough just using the internet to look stuff up when you've got the books next to you, yeah, it can be a little bit quicker. If you already know what you're looking for, whatever, you don't want to go flicking through on the fly in the middle of the session. If you're depending on doing that as your only way of finding information, you're missing out on the looking through the books and other stuff catching your eye and filling in gaps that maybe you didn't know you had. If you're just going directly to the source, you're missing out on all the erroneous information that you collate subconsciously or otherwise, and it
gives you inspiration, is what you're talking about.
Yeah, you're shortcutting all those things that would otherwise inspire you.
Again, those are exactly the skills that are going to get eroded by this.
Yeah, they are.
Well, that's why we got to use it for like a tool rather than we got to find a way to make it work for the DM in the hobby and not overtake things.
It is a tool, but it's increasingly becoming something that controls us.
Well, it's AI, isn't it?
And AI is supercharged that.
That's the thing, isn't it? It could go too far and become the thing that everyone relies on rather than doing it your own, but you're using your own brain with it.
Yeah, so where does it lead us? Where is the hobby at the end of this whole process? It's certainly...
If there's no controls, there will be AI DMs and probably AI players as well.
No. But look, we're all going to be in like some fucking underground fight club scenario.
Cool.
AI free DM. Fucking.
We'll be batteries. We'll be plugged into some wall somewhere. Has that been done? I'm not sure. But yeah, it probably is.
Yeah, but where does it lead? It's not great, is it? You wish you could pause it here, like the use of mobile phones. I think after 3 years it was great, and then suddenly social media and all of these other pressures to pick up your phone and use it, and it's become something that isn't so great in my mind. But now AI is at that stage, isn't it, where you can still use it and you can get a lot from it, but it hasn't taken over. Companies are still employing humans,
turning everyone into consumers rather than creators. I think.
You, John.
I wish I'd said that.
That is the dark side.
Nice.
Up.
Yeah,
nice. That is the threat, isn't it?
Nice. We're just sitting back and passively taking the lot. And come on,
and eventually
sometimes you want to push.
Yeah. So once they eliminate all human creativity, they'll start charging us for that creativity being provided to us. Yeah,
and that AI will charge the same for regurgitating you and your peers' work.
Yeah. All right. So that's the end of our AI discussion. Hopefully we've frightened enough people off it so we can maintain our hobby for the next 10 years, at least, as it is, because we love it.
Read things, write things.
Yeah.
Be creative, guys.
And listen, make trash art. It doesn't matter if what you produce ain't the fucking best. Yeah. It's not about how you do it, it's about why you do it.
And that reminds me of a message that I think particularly you were putting out there early on in our podcast about how you should approach the game in the first place. This is about doing the best you can. It's not about being perfect, having the perfect accent.
Absolutely. Just throw yourself. It is putting part of yourself into this stuff that you do, and that's what for me is missing from.
Absolutely.
It's only a mistake if you refuse to learn from it.
I am remarkably resilient to learning.
That has become your catchphrase. I love it. All right,
we've already got you to confess that you would, given extreme circumstances.
So we have found one circumstance where I would agree to DM.
Yeah, I'd just say I think what makes a game good when I'm playing it for a DM. It's the DM's personality they put into it, and that would obviously be lost with any AI.
Oh, that's such a good point.
And
I can't believe it's taken us this long to get to that as well. It's such a good point because some DMs blow your mind, don't they? Every now and then you sit down with someone and you're like, fucking hell. Like, they're incredible, and I don't know if you'd experience that. And
that's it. That's what it's all about. That's hopefully it's never lost. Not in our lifetimes, anyway.
Amen.
I mean, storytellers have been around as long as people have had a fire to sit around, and long enough to not be fighting off the saber-toothed boss names that are trying to kill her. Probably the third oldest profession.
Stephen, I'm enjoying the Cthulhu that you're running at the moment so much.
Yeah,
it's really, really, really good fun.
Head on the Plus service to listen to our Cthulhu live play. It's fucking excellent.
It's banging.
Okay, so
let's all
slice and dice.